Uh, they called it the back barn when we were here living at the Red Hood. And we had one house that had electricity, the main house. We'd go there and have our breakfast and our meals, and we had a freezer and stuff. Piano. People lived in different places, and when I first moved here, Beth and Charlie lived in the sugar house, which was a real sugar house. It was about as big as a freezer. A small bathroom, anyhow. Ricky lived in the horse barn, and there was the old red house. It had 50 acres. We sold that to Jeff Slavin, paid the mortgage off. Anyway, I was living in the back barn. I got the chainsaw, cut some holes for windows, and I started to insulate it. And it had dirt floors when I started. Actually had hay in it when I moved in, but I got the hay out. Well, anyway, I made a home out of it. I loved it. I never put any windows in the north side, though, as the wind was coming. But I had a garden, and it wasn't really fenced properly. I didn't know anything coming from Manhattan. But I had a good garden. I had a green thumb. But I'd walk out of the barn. The barn was against the woods, facing east, and I'd walk out onto the porch, and I'd turn and look at the garden. There'd be a groundhog. So I'd go back inside to get the gun. I'd come out and he'd be gone. So I figured out one day the thing to do was to get the gun. It was a shot. It was my side-by-side 16 gauge. I'd get it ready. I'd open the door slowly, quietly, and I'd step out and I'd turn. And if there was a groundhog there, I'd put the lead to it. So anyway, one day I was going somewhere. I wasn't thinking about the garden of the groundhogs. And I walked outside and I had forgotten something. So I came back in and I went upstairs to the bedroom. Now the bedroom had a lot of windows and they were facing south. And I got some and I looked out those windows and there was a big flock of turkey, not more than 35, 40 feet away on the south side of the house. Well, when you see turkeys, you get awful excited. I got real excited, So I ran down the stairs. Now, I built those stairs, and they were solid, but the proportions were wrong, and you really had to duck a little bit on that third or fourth step down. Well, I didn't do that. I ran down. So the first thing I did was I smacked my head, and I raised a bump about the size of a chicken egg. Anyway, I ran downstairs. I grabbed my gun. I opened the door, and instead of stepping out and turning left to the garden for the groundhogs, I just turned right south where that flock of turkey was. I let go of both barrels. While I went out there was eight little ones and 2 hens. Now the little ones were not too small. They were really the size of a chicken. And 2 hens. One of the hens was still living. I went and got the pistol anyway. I just couldn't believe it. I was so excited. I ran over to Charlie's house. He said, the way I looked and what was going on, he thought I had shot Dan. Anyway, I skinned them. They were delicious. So eight little ones, which were pretty big. The little ones, they probably weighed 3.5 pounds, and 2 hens. So that was 10 turkeys with 1 shot. Now, naturally, nobody ever believed that story. Oh yeah, damn hippie. I've been hunting turkey my whole life. Be lucky if I get 2 or 1. And he got 10 turkey with 1 shot. But it's a good story.